Hello, my little gremlins. It's your most jaded and most hated menswear stylist on YouTube. And once again, welcome back to the new and improved relaunch of this channel. For those who don't know, my name is Valentino, and it's great to be back after such a long hiatus. It's been a couple of years. Hopefully this is going to be a quickie video that I wanted to put out there. You know, I have a little bit of a story time and an update with what's been going on with me. Enough being said, and I don't want to be long-winded, so let's travel back to December 12th, 2024. That's where it all began. So at the job that I was doing at the time, about 2 hours into my closing shift, my manager came to get me, and I was called down to the HR office, where, long story short, she pretty much told me that I would no longer be needed at the store. Now, when it comes to those details, that's not something I want to get into right now, so I'll save that for another day. But I guarantee you, when you find out what it is, it's really going to be one of the most irrelevant and basically stupid reasons to pretty much let me go. But going back a little bit further, when I interviewed for the sales position, I was at a point to where I just kind of stopped caring. So I told my manager at the time that I was interested, but whether she hired me or not, that this was going to be the absolute last luxury retail job that I was ever going to take. I was just kind of fed up at that point. And surprisingly enough, she took me on, shocking enough. And my usual work ethic allowed me to put as much ideas and as much as myself into that job. And I guarantee you, when I say I put myself 100%, I put myself in there like I pretty much was getting my last paycheck. I really dove deep in. But in doing that, of course, the department I worked in, which is menswear, well, menswear clothing, let me clarify, because shoes was a completely different department. But I pretty much garnered top sales in that store. I made my department one of the most thriving departments in that store, and that in doing that, I kept the lights on, I kept the rent paid, I kept everything pretty much going. And a lot of people somewhat admire me for that. But of course, little did I know, well, I did know, but little did I care about all the people that were lurking in the background. But in doing that, I almost knowingly or unknowingly kind of became the official personal stylist and shopper of that store. Because even though I was in, let me clarify, even though I was in men's, I made sure I knew every inch of that store. And I would even go onto other floors and sell things from other floors to not just men, but also maybe their wives, maybe their kids, or like I said, shoes is in a different department. So I would even sell things on the men's floor and then go downstairs and sell them even more stuff. And a lot of people kind of took notice in that, in a good way, and again, in a not so good way. So with that comes a little bit of notoriety, which, when I say a lot of people knew me, and I'm not talking about just, my coworkers and management, my name started even going up towards corporate. So the owners, the buyers, a lot of them knew about me. And for myself, I even had a personal relationship with the buyer of my department, or actually a lot of the buyers, but I had one primary buyer that I specifically talked to, and me and her kind of grew really close. And if she ever hears this, I really do pretty much appreciate you as a buyer. But with that also comes making enemies. And sure enough, just like any other place, I made a lot of enemies. This is something that, that happens in every store. I don't seem to understand to a certain degree is why people will worry more about power. And I say this more in a way of you're working a mediocre job just like the rest of us to a certain degree, and you're worried about power, or it's mainly the ones that worry about power that they don't even know what to do with. But I digress on that. I'm not going to dwell too deep. I'll heavily digress. I would say roughly about a year, maybe a year and some change into the job, I encountered a lot of, I'm going to say interesting people. Very interesting people. Because I had my own clientele, per se. I had my own list. I had my own people that I specifically dealt with. And knowing how I am, I was always welcome to add people on that I felt, were serious, that really wanted to buy things. But I would say roughly to my 20% legit customers, 80% of the customers that I dealt with were not legit customers. They weren't. And if I want to be truthful, a lot of them were what I would call boogers. Heavy boogers. And for one moment, let me kind of classify what my version of a booger is. Now, if you come into the store and you're just looking for something minor, the everyday thing, the run-of-the-mill thing, more props to you. I'm not gonna knock you for that. That's how people are. That's how the world works. I'm the same way. Sometimes I just need the basic of the basics. But the people that I dealt with on a consistent basis were definitely thieves. A lot of thieves. I caught a lot of thieves, whether it be people physically trying to steal stuff, or people that pretty much tried to rob the place. People that bought stuff, or maybe they dropped a lot of money that day, wear the outfit for the weekend, wear it for the Instagram or the social media, wear it for their birthday, and pretty much be right back in the store Monday, Tuesday morning trying to return it. And I mean return it with armpit stains, return it with makeup, return it with, dare I say, even crotch spots. I think I'll call it that. Crotch spots, booty spots. I'll keep it G-rated. Or even people that have gone as far as even to wash it and even return it. And really, they didn't even do a good job of washing it at that. But again, I digress on that. Jesus, what people that ticket swapped items, and this isn't per se, I mean, it's a negative, but what I'll say is, when people come into the store, it's a certain amount of inventory that we get, and they would ask if we had certain things in certain sizes, and I would, knowing me, I knew pretty much every piece of inventory that came in, and I would tell them, unfortunately, we don't have it. And I kid you not, they swore up and down that we were hiding items all over the place, and that we just did not want to give them items. As much as we wanted to make money, that we were hiding items that we just did not want to give to them for whatever reason. And they just thought that we didn't like them. But I mean, to me, unfortunately, I just had to kind of laugh and walk away from it. And you can call me condescending if you want, or you can call me kind of stuck up. I'm not going to say the other word I want to use, but to me, it's just like, listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up like it is, and if you don't like it, then unfortunately, you just gotta hold it as a customer. There's really nothing I can do, And even when I would offer them alternatives or tell them, hey, give me your info, and we'll let you know. Some people did do that, but most of the time, they just didn't want to hear it. They just really didn't. So, I mean, anything else that y'all can think of, I'm sure it's pretty much happened. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. And between doing that and working holidays and weekends, which again, I didn't mind because I put myself full force in my job, I just couldn't deal with it. I mentally just could not deal with it anymore. And considering that, and right now, a lot of the economic downturn is happening. Not a lot of people are buying luxury goods like that. Also, it's a lot going on in the fashion world right now. It's a lot of house hopping, a lot of companies buying other companies, a lot of creative directors up and leaving, going to other houses. And to me personally, it's just not a lot of imagination that's going on. It seems like a lot of the emerging designers are doing a lot better than the actual luxury house designers. But I mean, with all of that, I just kind of told myself I can't. I just can't anymore. And really at this area in my life, it's just, life is too short to be dealing with all of these problems and dealing with the problems from these customers. So now at this point, I finally decided that I wanted to move in to a different area of fashion. And this is something really that I should have done years ago, or rather I did try and do it, but I just probably didn't have the full confidence to fully commit to it at that point. In a little BS announcement to you guys, I want to finally get into personal styling and creative directing. The creative directing portion is a little bit more broad, that I can probably get into later on, but I mean, personal styling is personal styling. And for me, knowing how it is, I prefer to be a personal stylist. For men, I can do women as well. That's not a problem, but to me, I tend to cater towards men's fashion. That's just what I do, and it's what I do best to a certain degree. But I wanted to do that, and as well, like I stated in the beginning, I want to commit to my YouTube channel again, and I want to commit to it full force. I want to do this 100%. I really want to kind of get into this and pretty much give it my all. And I say that for maybe a couple of reasons. I'm somewhat sorry for those that get offended, but a lot of the menswear channels are just boring as hell. They really are. They're just boring. I can't get through a video, and it's not a lot of people that put a lot of effort into a menswear channel. It's usually the same recycled garbage out there, and a lot of guys buying the same exact stuff. Like, nobody really takes chances like that anymore, you know. And yes, I understand fashion usually goes in a cycle, but like, Jesus effing Christ, like, give me something that's unique. I mean, for me, there's really two people that I follow full-heartedly in terms of menswear, and that's Wisdom K. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of him. To me, he's like unique in so many ways. I really do. And for somebody his age, like, it's almost kind of like he's wise behind his years. And another person that I follow right now is Sanjeev. He doesn't put out as much videos anymore. Shout out to Sanjeev anyway, because he's working on his own personal fashion line and he has a family now. At this point, I think I've kind of gone on long enough about this. I've used this video as kind of my entry level and my relaunch, like I said in the beginning, and consider this my free therapy session, if you want to say that so far. So I just want to kind of move on to this new chapter of my life. And with that, I have goals that I want to set. So right now, my current goal is to kind of reach 1,000 subscribers and finally to get this channel monetized. That's what I want to aim towards. And I can't do this without the help of you guys, because this algorithm really needs to pick me up and put me out there in front. So really what I want you guys to do, I want y'all to like this video, like and share, of course. And I want you to subscribe down below. And I guarantee you, this is going to be the best darn channel that you guys are going to watch. I believe in it. I just need you guys to believe in me as well. So once again, I just want you guys to like and share and subscribe. And I want you to take care of yourselves out there and be safe. Dobles.